can't stop the funk. I can't stop it. I can't stop the funk. I can't stop it. I can't stop the funk. I can't stop it. I can't stop the funk. I can't stop it. Yo, it's your boy Kenji, man, and I'm back with another review to Rick and Morty Season 6, Episode 2. Now, let's get into it, man. It's going to be spoilers. We're going to talk about it. And you see the thumbnail. You see the expression. I didn't like this episode, man. I wasn't fucking with it, man. This shit was lackluster, man. And I felt like I seen this shit before, man, but just in a different version. But let me explain what I mean, man. The themes. There are themes in episodes that are, just, you know what a theme is. They have them in certain episodes, but the point of a theme is not to keep using it over and over again as the story progresses, because it starts to get lackluster. And in this episode, the theme is, you know how Morty feels as if he's inferior to Rick, and that the only reason why Rick is keeping him around is because the fact that he's inferior and that he doesn't really love him. He just likes the fact that he's dumb, and he uses him as, he's basically a tool. He uses him. And I felt like we went through this theme before in season 5 and season 4. And, I feel like we went through this. So let me explain what happened in this episode, man. In this episode, they show a bunch of random people, but they all have the voices of Morty. And at first you like, maybe they just using these voices for some reason. But eventually you realize every person in the damn town, including the women, are speaking like Morty. From old people to young kids are speaking like Morty. And then one of them is speaking like Rick. And this is when they drop, they just explain it. I forgot the word that they use when they do this. It's basically you explaining everything in a small little section where you could just show it to me. You know what I'm saying? Show it to me, don't explain it. And Rick basically just says it. He's trying to explain to everybody who's speaking like Morty that they are inside a video game. And they're at that place they always go to play video games. I forgot. But a terrorist group has attacked the arcade game place, right? And while Morty was in the game, it reset it. But now his personality, his mind was split among all the NPCs. And now Rick has to go into the game and wake him up. But there's time dilation. So that means time is moving very fast inside the video game, but moving very slow in real life. And so while this is happening, Rick has, Morty's sister, try to, go somewhere so she won't get killed by the terrorists. And this is when they have the whole Die Hard thing. Die Hard, the movie. And he basically tells her to do Die Hard and go hide in the vent somewhere. And she's like, I never seen Die Hard. And so now I realize what this is about. This is about Die Hard. They're trying to do a remake of Die Hard in this episode. So that's what you get. You got the villains. The aliens are just like the villains in Die Hard. They watch the movie Die Hard, so they only operate in Die Hard fashion, if you understand. They do everything how Die Hard is, and they basically replicate every little small thing about Die Hard. And so you see moments where they call out certain moments of that movie Die Hard, and they do it, but they have a little twist. The main villain is arguing with what's Morty's sister name? I'm just slipping on her name. But he's arguing with his sister about, her not really doing Die Hard and trying to make her confess that she never seen Die Hard. But she's just doing Die Hard. Basically, she's being an asshole by saying that Die Hard is nothing but a whole bunch of randomness happening. And it's not about skill. That's what it's about, right? And so I was like, I'm not that deep into it. Let's go to the Rick and Morty. You should already know what's about to happen with that. Let's go back to Rick and Morty. So eventually, Rick convinces a few of the Morty personalities, the NPCs inside the video game to join him. But they think it's a religion or some shit. Instead of just thinking they're in the video game, they need to get out, right? They making a religion out of it. But then there's people that's against it, which is the government. And this ties into some real shit, right? Like it would be the government to hide the truth that you're we're in a video game, the Matrix. I see the parallels, people. I see it. I don't think it's that clever. But let's keep going. The president knows he's one of the few the few Morty personalities that knew that they were in a video game before Rick even came along. And so these two Mortys, the Morty that wants to be free from the video game, is arguing with the president who wants to stay in the video game because his reasoning is he's the personality, he's the small part in Morty that he's always having to follow Rick and be used by him. So we seen this theme before, and I'm thinking like, what happened? The first episode brought back the main storyline. We know what the main storyline is. It's the main storyline basically was Rick's past and what caused him to lose his family and who was the person who did it. We found out it's the original Rick of the original Morty of the Morty, right? And you know, Evil Morty was just her first boss, right? It's like, okay, we finally got to Evil Morty. It took 5 seasons to knock out the first real boss in this whole story. Now, after seeing the finale, that got to be the final boss, right? Evil Rick, the one that doesn't care about his family at all, to the point that he doesn't even be around them. He left them, and this Rick showed up. So Beth was talking about the the, the Beth that we know was talking about how Rick left her. She's talking about that Rick. Well, she's dead now in the original one. This is the second Beth. I know it's getting confusing. You gotta watch the first episode. It was amazing. For them to do that first episode to be that amazing and to drop it off with a second episode that doesn't have nothing to do with what just happened. And for you to go back to this randomness, and then it felt like one of those episodes that's a throwaway episode where you can't really connect it. You could put this episode at episode 3, episode 5, episode 8. You could put this anywhere. I just feel like I seen better. I seen better, bro. For you to do in that first episode, one of the best Rick and Morty episodes I ever seen. So I'm thinking they coming with another one. Nope. They went back to the randomness, and they went back to a theme about Morty being inferior to Rick, which we have already seen in multiple episodes. They've been talking about this for a long time, and I thought that they had this already taken care of, but they're still talking about it. And I'm just like, whatever. And so you pretty much know what's going to happen. What happens is the Morty convinces the Morty that wants to get out, the Morty that doesn't want to go out and get out the video game convinces the other Morty that you might as well stay here because you have a better chance. Now we get to be all free and we get to be different. We don't have to go follow Rick. And time dilation happens again. Understand, they start to get older. So Rick pretty much been in there for like 60 years trying to convince the whole world of Mortys to all join up, get on a spaceship and leave out from the planet so they can escape the video game. And while this is happening, and I still ain't remember her name. Morty's sister. I thought it would have popped up. Morty's sister. I could just imagine Rick saying her name. I can't think of it. Sasha, Trish. Ooh, I'm gonna be mad when I figure it out though. But yeah, she kills those guys, and she does it the same way that Die Hard does it. She tapes the gun to her back, and she gives up. If you've seen Die Hard, you know what I'm talking about. And she kills them. All right, right, and then Rick and Morty kind of figure out their differences because Morty just wants Rick, to say "I love you" and that you really care for me. And I'm like, are you still on this shit, bro? Damn, man, you is a bitch. Your sister got more nuts than you, bro. And that's exactly verbatim what Rick told him. It's like, damn, man, Morty, you is a bitch. But hey, Morty, that's how you feel. But I thought he already got over this. So I guess I'm not saying it's a bad episode, man. I'm just saying I thought we was done with this theme. I thought we were done with this, Morty feeling inferior. I thought he finally, you know, gained some confidence. He still hasn't gained no confidence. This is what I'm saying. Rick and Morty don't fall to the American Dad and Family Guy effect, where the characters never progress, they never grow up, and all they do to try to keep you watching is add a new character. And if that don't work, they'll get rid of the character and add somebody else. It's like, bro, just have Stewie grow up. Just have Meg grow up, go to college, bye. Just have Chris grow up. Let's have them age. The cartoons, you can do it. Stop having them the same age. Bro, I'm aging and they not aging. Look, nigga, only South Park can do that shit. Because at least South Park, even though the characters don't change, they progress. Ain't it crazy how Cartman has progressed and he's still in the same grade? Come on, man, he's not the same Cartman. Because they talk about shit that's happened in the present, so you feel like I don't even know how to explain how South Park does that. But Rick and Morty can do the same thing as South Park does. They just have progression with the character. We've all seen those characters on South Park progress. Alright? We've seen Butters progress. Get more confident. He's being like, fuck you, man. You ain't about to keep doing this to me. And sometimes he digresses. And that's why I said the last season of South Park wasn't that good. On my mouth. Get it. But that's all I got to say, man. I just wasn't impressed, man. You can say you disagree with me, and I understand. It's Rick and Morty. It was a good episode. I get it. I'm just saying. I need some character development, man. And if you think this is character development of going back to the same theme and the same theme, it's like, bro, if you're going to do this, have some closure. Because even in this episode, there was still really not a for sure closure to this whole thing of Morty being inferior because Rick keeps shoving it off like it's nothing. It's like, dog, it's gonna come back again with Morty going through some other type of sci-fi type shit because he's feeling this way about you. Dude, fix the problem so we don't have to keep going back to this. It's like a never-ending problem that keeps coming back because they're not putting a closure on this thing. Let's move on. I swear to God, there's gonna be an episode where they go back to the Beth and her Beth clone and how our dad it wasn't. They're gonna talk about how Rick was never there for them, and Rick gonna have to tell them, "I'm not your dad. Your dad died." But that still kind of was me because that was the Rick that came here. So that means that version of Beth, her father is still the same Rick, but a different Rick. See, this time thing is crazy, man. It's your boy Kenji. Subscribe, comment, like, share. Do all Thug Dizzle. I'm out.